Bloomberg White House reporter Mario Parker joins us now with more on what Trump is planning to do with his final hours in office. Mario, thanks so much for being here. What is the tone that Trump is leaving the White House on?
Thanks for having me. We haven't seen the president in a while, so that's which is very uncharacteristic for a president that was previously a reality television star that was always drawn to cameras. He's been pretty media shy on his way out. What we do know is that from our reporting is that the president has planned some pardons. We don't know how many exactly or exactly who will be pardoned, but we do know that that's one of his final acts as he leaves office. And then tomorrow he will have a send-off before going back home to Mar-a-Lago, his estate in Florida.
Well, what do we know about these pardons? I want to start on those, Mario. We are seeing some prominent names on there, including some celebrities. What can you tell us based on your reporting and what we've seen emerge from the White House?
Sure. No, there are some, as you mentioned, some celebrities on the list, at least that we know that he had been considering recently. Whether or not they make the final cut over the next 24 hours or less than 24 hours, I should say, is to be seen. But we do know, for example, that there were a couple of rappers on the list, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, some other prominent individuals as well. It's unclear whether or not the president will pardon his former political advisor, Stephen K. Bannon. That's unclear at this time. But we do know that pardons are on the radar screen for the president as he leaves.
You know what? We should note that pardons as in the last hours of a presidential administration are nothing new. Presidents have been doing this at the end of their administrations for years. What make President Trump's pardons different?
No, that's a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. That this is a rather routine procedure in an otherwise unprecedented administration. So this is something that's been done by his predecessors as well. One of the things that stood out, of course, is that there had been some speculation about whether or not the president wanted to preemptively pardon himself or members of his family, with the thought that Democrats would, quote unquote, come after him or them once he left office and he doesn't have the insulation of the White House. What our reporting has shown so far is that he's resisted preparing preemptive grants of clemency for himself or family members or White House aides. But that would have been a notable move.
One thing that is notable about where President Trump is when he leaves office is that he's not going to be unburdened by the pressures of the White House. He has struggled to find people to represent him in a Senate trial that will likely come for his impeachment. What is the latest on that, Mario? Is he able to find lawyers and representation to represent him in this impeachment trial?
It looks quite difficult so far. To be honest, Rudy Giuliani floated that he would be willing to do it, but then he also has made some problematic statements in terms of how it could get the president in more legal trouble, thinking of that January 6th unfortunate incident on the Capitol. And so it looks like the campaign, well, Trump's campaign at Inner Circle kind of walked back that Rudy Giuliani would be on the team. At this point, it's unclear who represents the president if there is a Senate trial. I mean, we're still pretty close to, that was only 13 days ago that we saw those images at the Capitol. Joe Biden's inauguration tomorrow will only serve to resurrect that, given that Americans won't see the usual pomp and circumstance that accompanies these type of events, but instead we'll see this militaristic Washington, D.C. that, again, harkens back to how we got here in the first place, which was that January 6th event.
Bloomberg White House reporter Mario Parker. Hey, Mario, thanks so much for your time. We know you are swamped, so we really appreciate it.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.